Hi guys, let me explain some interview questions on the Node.js. First question is what is Node.js and how does it differ from other server-side technologies like PHP? Node.js is a JavaScript running built on Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. It allows developers to run JavaScript on the server side. Node.js uses a non-blocking event-driven architecture, making it efficient for handling concurrent connections compared to traditional server-side technologies. Node.js enables developers to use JavaScript for both client-side and server-side development, providing language consistency across the stack. And the second question is what is the callback function in Node.js and why are they commonly used in asynchronous programming? In Node.js, callback functions are functions passed as the arguments to other functions. They are commonly used in asynchronous programming to handle operations that take time to complete, such as file I/O or network request. Callbacks allow Node.js to perform non-blocking operations, ensuring that program continues to execute while waiting for asynchronous tasks to complete. And the third question is what is the purpose of the package.json file in a Node.js project? Can you explain the key properties found in the file? And the package.json file is a Node.js project is a metadata file that contains the information about the project and its dependencies. Some of the key properties are name, specifies the name of the project, version specifies the version of the project, dependencies list the project runtime dependencies, dev dependencies list the project development dependence, and the scripts, which uses custom scripts to be executed via npm. And the fourth question is explain the difference between require and import statements in Node.js. When and why would you see one over the other? Require is the common JS module system function used to import module in Node.js. Import is a feature for importing modules commonly used with transpilers like Babel in Node.js projects. Use require for Node.js modules and import for ES6 modules when using a transpiler or when supported by the Node.js version. And the fifth question is what is middleware in the context of Express.js? Can you give an example of how would you use middleware in an Express application? Middleware in Express.js are functions that have access to the request and response objects as well as the next middleware function in the application's request response cycles. In some of the example, constant express equal to require express. In middleware, you have to use app.use request response next and use the next method that call the next middleware in the chain. And app.get is the root handler. And the next question, the sixth question is what is RESTful API and how can you create one using Node.js and Express.js? Explain the main HTTP methods used in RESTful API. RESTful API is an architectural style for designing networked applications in Node.js and Express.js. You can create a RESTful API by defining routes for different HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete to perform the CRUD operations like create, read, update, and delete. Some of them are .get, .post, .put, .delete, and .listen. And the seventh question is what is the purpose of the Node Package Manager and how do you use it to manage dependencies in a Node.js project? npm is the package manager for Node.js that allow developers to install, manage, and share packages modules for their projects. Some of the uses are manage dependencies, package.json specifies the dependencies, and npm installs them. It shares packages, publishes packages to the npm registry, and some of the syntax is npm install package name. The last question, eighth question is why it is important to hash passwords in a web application. It is important to hash passwords in a web application for security reasons. Hashing converts passwords into irreversible strings of characters, making it difficult for the attackers to retry for the original password. Even if the hashed passwords are compromised, attackers cannot reverse the process to obtain the original passwords. Hashing helps protect user data and ensures compliance with security best practices. These are the interview questions that I have answered for the 8 questions.